Welcome back, Rich Minds. It's your boy Reno coming back to you with the second video. And today's topic is gonna be your enemies are discombobulated. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. Today's topic is gonna be your enemies are discombobulated. Right now, let's just understand the meaning of being discombobulated, y'all. I'm sure y'all done heard this word. Let's talk about it. So it simply means to disconcert or confuse someone or something, right? Let me say that once again. It means to disconcert or confuse someone or something. Family, they are, in so many words, y'all, confused. They don't know where to go and they don't know what to do. It's almost as if they don't have a life without you. They have no sense of direction, no sense of purpose without you. Now, I understand that you may be thinking, well, Reno, everybody has a purpose. We do. And in so many ways, y'all, we are all chosen. But it's the amount of people who answer the call that can really consider themselves to be a chosen one, right? What I want y'all to realize is their job and their purpose is to kill, steal, and destroy. Their job and their purpose is to make your life a living hell. Their job and their purpose is to hate on you. It's to look at you and figure out how they can destroy God's plan for your life. Are y'all following what I'm saying? So they are now discombobulated because the mission is not going the way it was planned to go. Now it's going the exact way how God planned it to go, right? But see, their leader is on a sinking ship. Their leader, y'all, it has no sense of direction. The only thing it can do is tear up, sink, fall, destroy, and make and paint false images of things. Are y'all following what I'm saying? But sticking to the point, y'all, your enemies are discombobulated. In this video, we're going to speak about all the reasons and signs of how you know and why they are discombobulated, right? But before we do so, y'all make sure y'all leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Let's get into it, chosen one. So, number one, family. The first reason of why they are discombobulated is your plans threw them off. Okay? Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your plans threw them off. Y'all, when people get false information, they run so fast to tell somebody. And once they go tell that somebody or that person or those people, okay, or that job, y'all know, it's almost as if they are anticipating your failure. They are anticipating that what this person said is going to be true or come into fruition. And so what happens is, family, when it never happens, it confuses them and leaves them discombobulated. It's almost like a person who have told a lie to many people and they got to go out on stage while the light is on how Marlon Wayne said, y'all, on the Wayne show, put the light on my family and make it hot. Y'all, the light got placed on them and the light is hot and they got to figure out a way to tell the truth, right? But how can you make truth out of a lie? It's impossible. Somebody drop in the comments and say it's impossible. And so what I'm saying is, y'all, your plans have threw them off. See, they thought they knew what it was that you was about to do. Whether it was you moving, whether it was you getting into a new relationship, whether that was you fixing your relationship, right? Whether that was you moving forward with your life, doing better and bigger things, but the plans that you have, fell through with, it's totally different. They looking like, hold on, wait, what? You told me they was gonna do this, and now they having a whole discrepancy with amongst themselves. Just imagine a whole bunch of enemies, y'all, and haters arguing against themselves, right, or amongst themselves. But it's all about you. But they even pissed off with one another. Your plans threw them off. You know, y'all, I equate this to football, right? Because y'all know I love football. I got to go see a Falcons game, here at the hometown. Y'all got to go see it. But, when you talk about football and a quarterback go out there with his team, they already got the play because the coach gave them the play. But the quarterback has the ability to call an audible. What is an audible, Reno? An audible is when you switch up the play, right? An audible is when you change the plans on that field. See, he probably went to shotgun mode, but he was supposed to do the quarterback sneak, but he realized there was blitzing. That was going to be a conflict of interest. So when he switched the play, the people are looking at him like, hold on. The defense looking at him like, hold on. What? Hey, what's going on, Charlie boy? Hey, what's going on, Caleb? Oh, yeah. I just called an audible. My plans threw you off. And so, family, that's the same thing with you. Your enemies are now discombobulated because you called an audible. You seen the blitz. You seen the rush. And you stepped aside and left them in lust. You left them in temptation. You left them in confusion. You left them where they were hanging. You left them in craziness. You left them in failure. And so with that being said, family, once again, your plans threw them off. Number 2, it's going to be this, y'all. You feed them scraps, right? Yeah, y'all, you feed them scraps. Every now and then, y'all, you got to feed them something to get them off your back. You got to give them something so they can hush that fuss. Somebody drop in the comments, y'all don't say hush that fuss. Now, I know somebody may be laughing right now, but once again, drop in the comments and say hush that fuss. And the reason why I say that, y'all, is because this is exactly like an enemy. They have so much to say, so much to, contribute in terms of negativity, right? Rumination. But they have nothing to give within positivity. They have nothing to give within even constructive criticism. I can take constructive criticism. I can. Because constructive criticism is when you are, helping somebody be productive, but showing them how they can be even more productive. You follow me? Like, hey, Cam Newton, you a great quarterback, but if you do this right here, you will be an excellent quarterback. Like, you are a good running back, but if you make this little tweak right here, you will be a great or amazing quarterback. It's not this, running back. It's not to say that you are a bad football player at all. You're great, but I'm gonna give you that constructive criticism. That's what that is, y'all. I have no problem with that. But see, every once in a while, y'all, you got to feed them scraps, whether that is with false information, whether that is just to give them a little piece of something just so they can stay off your back and stop making up narratives and stories and all these different things. You feed them scraps. Yeah, you post a little picture one time. That's all you're going to get. I'm going to give you this one picture. That's it. You go off of that, right? I am the artist. I am the character. And this is my book. You just talk about it. You ain't nothing but a critic, right? They ain't nothing but critics, y'all. When you think about people, and this is, I'm going to say Shannon Sharp before he, did he got his whole podcast, Club Shay Shay, which I commend him on that. He's doing really well on that. But before he was doing his podcast, he was the critic. A sports critic, right? And somebody may correct me and say, no, he was in analysis, right? They, that make it sound more positive, but really they are critics because they're talking about what they are analyzing where they can be better. And sometimes, y'all, they're not giving them no constructive criticism. They just straight up saying, hey, you need to do better. But people like Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, Skip, y'all know Skip. Hey, Skip. Yeah, y'all know. Those guys, y'all, they are pretty much they are critics, y'all. All right. And with that being said, you have a bunch of Shannon Sharps, Stephen A. Smiths, and Skips in your life, right? And what you do is you feed them scraps. Yeah, y'all, you feed them scraps. You don't give them the satisfactory of giving them a full course meal. You allow God to prepare that table in front of them and allow them to watch you feast. Somebody drop in the comments and say, watch me feast. Yeah, you get the scraps after I get done with my feast. Make sense what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 3, y'all, they're too into you. All right? This right here is very big, y'all. They're too into you. And I got to make another video, y'all, about obsession because this is crazy. But when a person is too into you, or when the entity is too into you, right? When a job is too into you, whatever, y'all, when they're too into you, it shows. Again, they have no sense of direction. They have no sense of understanding of their own. All they know is you. All they know is make this person right here feel. All they know is make this person seem like the bad guy. They have no life outside of you. They are too into you. You know, y'all, me speaking about, you know, the celebrity video, y'all, my last video I just did, actually today, I was talking about, you know, how people think that you are a celebrity. Family, people who think that, people who look up to celebrities, it can be good up into a fault, right? I don't have a problem with people looking up to certain individuals. You know, Michael Jackson looked up to James Brown. You know, I'm sure Prince had some type of inspiration. It is okay to go get inspired, right? I'm sure there's some people who look up to me, and I don't take that lightly. I really appreciate that, and I'm gonna always respect that, right? However, y'all, you got some people, like the song with Eminem, when he was talking, he made a song called Stan, Letter to My Fan Stan, or something like that, y'all. But the character in that song was named Stan, and he was obsessed with Eminem, right? And he's writing letters. He's talking about, why didn't you write me back? You know, this happened in my family. You got to know me, and all these different things. You're taking me for granted, as I can recall, y'all. But what I am saying, it is people that are out here that exist in this world who are too into people, too into you, too into celebrities. You know, it's okay to want to know what LeBron James did this last game. Like, I didn't look for this information. It was just put out because we are in the information age. Let's be real, y'all. We are in the information age. It's something to know every week, right? I mean, one minute, hey, you don't wear this type of jacket. You wear this jacket because this jacket had lice in it, and this jacket. I mean, listen, y'all. I just found out that your iPhone creates radiation, so it actually causes cancer, right? If you hold it to your phone, if you hold it to your ear too long. I had heard it, but it was just one of those things that I just seen it with my eyes, right? And y'all check that out. Look in your general, look in your settings, go to general, and just look at the radio active thing. It tells you that it gives off those waves and frequency, which means it actually causes cancer. But what I'm saying is, y'all, getting back to my point, when it comes to the information that's being placed out there, like LeBron getting a triple-double, I'm not looking for it. I'm not too into him and trying to figure out who his wife is and what did she do and what about the kids and what about Bronny James. I don't care. I salute black excellence and people who are doing great in life, but I'm not too into people. And this is the point that I am making, y'all. There are some individuals who are too into you. They want to know your every step, your every move, your favorite color. He wearing this, she's wearing that, but he's doing this. He's drinking that. You're too into me. For what? Get a life. Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Get a life. All right. Number 4, y'all. You were exalted in front of your enemies. Oh man, y'all, this is my favorite right here, y'all. You were exalted in front of your enemies, y'all. Family, it ain't nothing like succeeding in front of those who wanted to see you fail. It ain't nothing like succeeding in front of those who laughed and mocked you, right? People who tried to make you second guess yourself. You know, like people who really tried to make you feel like what you know you good at and what they know you are good at you ain't really good at. That's what they tried to make you feel like. Like, I'll never forget, y'all, when I was, heavily doing my music, right? I had created some great songs that people was actually singing word for word, right? That people actually was really nodding to and really vibing to. And then you would have certain family members, certain friends. I even had a professor, right? Who I valued their opinion. And this is why I had to grow the mindset of stop caring about what they think and what they say. I will allow people to make me feel like my music wasn't as good as I knew it was. Man, it's okay, but it's dated. It's fine, but you need to do this. I mean, this is okay, but think about this. And when I made my best music, y'all, it was just me, myself, my pen, and God. Me, myself, my pen, and God, and my talent, and my creativity, and my gift. It was nobody else. But what I'm saying, y'all, is that those same people who will look at you and say that, that's not it, knowing that it is spiritually and internally destroying you, emotionally destroying you, mentally destroying you, somehow you come back out on top in front of all your enemies, in front of everybody who said that you couldn't, you can't, it's impossible. You still found a way to prosper. And this is what I'm saying, y'all. This is what I'm saying. You were exalted. Y'all, God will purposely exalt you in front of people who thought that you was going to stay down, in front of people who doubted you, in front of people who laughed at you, in front of people who tried to smother you with their negativity, with their doubt, with their fear, with their fake love. People who just tried to smother you and bury you, forgetting that God created you to be a seed. Forgetting that you were already a seed, and when they put dirt on you, you're going to sprout out and grow. So realize what I'm saying, y'all. You were exalted in front of your enemies. And it's a beautiful feeling, y'all. Because in those times, you be like, man, they right. I done been there, y'all. Like I said, with my professor, he done recorded and mixed and mastered records for Sierra. Right? Sierra, the singer, Russell Wilson's wife. Yeah. He done did records for like art industry artists, people that y'all know. I'm talking about, like, so I'm valuing this man's opinion, not because he a man, but because he's my professor. I'm looking up to him for guidance. I created a song. He's like, it's dated. But without his opinion, I made it to where I was. Stop worrying about people's opinion, y'all. I don't care about what a person feel about my videos now. I don't care if I feel like I messed up. I don't care if I feel like it's not that good. I'm still gonna put it out. Do y'all know that people, listen, y'all, we bought the iPhone 1. If that's not motivation, y'all, I don't know what it is. We bought the iPhone 1. Go back and look at the iPhone 1. And then look at the iPhone 16. Family, it's room for improvement every day. So I'm going to put out this video regardless. I don't care. Because we bought the iPhone 1. And so with that being said, y'all, you were exalted in front of your enemies. And there's nothing that they can do. All they can do is just point and say, yeah, that's it. Just point. That's all you can do. But you're going to see this. You're going to feel this. Right? And you're going to know it's me. Somebody drop in the comments and say, you're going to know it's me. Okay. Number 5, y'all. Last one is, so like I told y'all, you were exalted by your enemies, right? When you get exalted, number 5, it's going to be overwhelming, y'all. That's number 5. It's going to be overwhelming, right? This is why they are discombobulated, because it is overwhelming. They are trying to figure out how. Okay, I'll give y'all a better one. Let me break it to you down. Let me break it down to you like this. Let's just say a person gave you, some type of pill, right? And they put it inside your drink, expecting for you not to know, right? And let's just say they watched you drink it. But that drink didn't have that effect on you like they thought it would. or like they knew it would. It didn't have that effect, y'all. They said, but I watched them drink it. I watched it go down their system. Why didn't it take them out the way I thought it was going to take them out? Because you had the protection of the Most High on your side. It was some things that was deliberately created for you to fail. Deliberately created for you to die, to lose, to be hurt, harmed, to be made a fool out of, a fool out of. But it didn't work. And it's overwhelming to them. They're witnessing the power of God, y'all. They are witnessing your anointing. They are witnessing this. And it doesn't make any sense. So it's overwhelming. Think about the last time you went to Disney World as a kid. Wasn't it overwhelming? You almost wanted to pass out. You know, for my adults, think about the last time you went to a Music Soul Child concert, right? Or think about if you ever got the chance to go to a Michael Jackson concert, you'll probably pass out. And he's just standing there like this. Just standing there. Family, it is overwhelming watching you be blessed. It is overwhelming watching you succeed and prosper. It is. It's too much for him, y'all. It is too much. All right. But with that being said, y'all, that's going to conclude this video. Listen, family, your enemies are discombobulated. Family, they are confused. They are disconcerted. All right. But let's do this recap and then we'll conclude this video. So, number one, y'all, your plans threw them off. Number two, you feed them scraps. Number three, they're too into you. Number four, you were exalted in front of your enemies. And number five, y'all, it is overwhelming. All right. This is why your enemies are discombobulated. But with that being said, y'all already know how we do. If you would like to purchase any one of my Yes Sir t-shirts, book a one-on-one session with me, enroll into my social influence course, or purchase any one of my books, y'all can do so by hitting the link down below in the description. I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all keep a rich mentality. Peace. What's good, family? It's your boy Reno. Check this out, y'all. I just dropped my social influence course, okay? Where I show you how to build up your social media platform as well as become a self-published author. Understand what I'm saying, y'all? If you want to leverage your expertise, okay, you got to publish your book. But not only that, if you want to get popping and build your community, you got to build up your social media platform. And so I put that all in one course, okay? And so all you got to do is go to the link in my bio, all right? And drop in the comments, social influence. If you want to build up your social influence, click that link in the bio and we're going to get you popping. Keep a rich mentality.